Assalamualaikum and hi! In this video, we are going to look at Chapter 1, Matter, Subtopic 1.3, Stoichiometry. The learning outcome for this video is to define limiting reactant and percentage yield. Let's look at the definition of limiting reactant first. Limiting reactant is the reactant that is completely consumed in a chemical reaction and limits the amount of product formed. Excess reactant. Excess reactant is the reactant that is not completely consumed in a chemical reaction and remains at the end of the reaction. This is an analogy about limiting an excess reactant. Do you guys like burger? Yes, right? But not this one, since it has no vegetable. Let's get back to our analogy. So we have 6 patties, 3 buns and 2 sliced cheese. To make a burger, we need 1 each, 1 patty, 1 bun and 1 sliced cheese. How many burgers can be made from this? Yes, 2. Why do you think it's that? This is because we only have 2 sliced cheese. It limits the amount of burger that can be made. The sliced cheese is a limiting reactant, whereas patties and buns are the excess reactants. The limiting reagent is the reactant that gets used up first during the reaction and also determines how much product can be made. We can find the limiting reactant using the stoichiometric ratios from the balanced chemical reaction. Once we know the limiting reactant, we can calculate the maximum amount of product possible, which is called the theoretical yield. Since the actual amount of product is often less than the theoretical yield, chemists also calculate the percent yield using the ratio between the experimental and theoretical yield. For more understanding about limiting reactant, let's look at this example. The reaction below is used to produce electricity in a hydrogen fuel cell. Suppose a fuel cell contains 150 grams of H2 and 1500 grams of O2. How many grams of water can form? First, we have to find the limiting reactant. Calculate the available mole of both reactants using given mass. Then, by using stoichiometric ratio and referring to the equation written, 2 mole of H2 will react with 1 mole of oxygen. 75 mole of H2 will react with 37.5 mole of oxygen. The mole that we calculated is needed mole for oxygen. Compare the available and needed mole of O2. The number of mole O2 available is greater than the number of mole of O2 needed. We can conclude that O2 is excess reactant, H2 is limiting reactant. After we find the limiting reactant, now we can calculate the mass of water stoichiometrically. Based on the equation, 2 mole of H2 will produce 2 mole of H2O. 75 mole of H2 will produce 75 mole of H2O. So the mass of water formed is 1350 grams. The definition of percentage yield. The ratio of the actual yield to the theoretical yield multiplied by 100%. It's called percentage yield. This is an analogy of percentage yield. There are 6 shirts and 4 pairs of pants. We can realize that the pants are the limiting reagents and you can make 4 outfits of shirts and pants. 4 outfits is the theoretical yield. After we figure this, we run into a problem. One of the pairs of pants have a tear in it, so they are not able to be worn. Now only 3 outfits of shirts and pants can be made. 3 outfits is the actual yield. To calculate the percentage yield, actual yield divided by theoretical yield times 100%. 3 outfits divided by 4 outfits times 100%. So the percentage yield is 75%. This is an example on how to calculate percentage yield. For this example, please refer to your answer in example 1. If you obtain 1120 grams of water, what is the percent yield for the reaction? 1120 grams of water is actual yield. The mass of water in example 1 is theoretical yield. To get the percentage yield, the actual yield divided by theoretical yield times 100%. So, the percent yield for this reaction is 83%. That's it for this video. Don't limit yourself, and thank you.